what's up? It's your boy 360 Jeezy. Today in this video, listen, I did a low drop fade. Now, wavers will call it a low drop fade. To my barbers, it's just a low fade. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But the terminology these wavers have these days, it'd be like a low drop fade. So if they say a low drop fade, just give them a low fade, all right? So this video, dude was spinning. Listen, another announcement. The V1 is still on the website, available right now. Link to where you can buy it is in the description, www.360jeezy.com. Make sure if you're a waver, you go cop one of yours. If you're a barber, show your wavers that you know what you're talking about, all right? It's your boy 360 Jeezy. Stay tuned.
Look at those ladies.
You guys, so before you actually start cutting, what you want to do when it comes to any haircut, period, regardless if it has to do with waves or not, high top, mid fade, low fade, taper, it doesn't matter. Comb the hair out first, lay those hairs in place. In this case, I'm basically lifting the hair off of the scalp. That way it's easier for the hair to feed into the teeth of the blade. So my client was very specific on how he wanted his hair cut. He wanted a 2 all the way around and a 2.5 on the crown. So right now I went ahead and attacked the crown first because that is the most sensitive area. So I went with a 2 guard with the lever fully open, going with the grain of his pattern, making sure that I don't go in a wrong direction to where I can, you know, leave a plug in my client's crown. The best thing you could do is take it slow and, you know, kind of scoop out as you go. Now that I got his crown at a length where he wants it, I'm gonna go ahead and close the lever. That is a real number 2 guard. So I'm gonna go with the grain of his pattern all the way around. And at the corners, I'm basically gonna open my blade up again and kind of do a 2.5 at his corners, because, you know, a lot of wavers, their corners a little weak. So I wanna protect as much waves as possible. I don't want it to look like it's, you know, gouged or any bald spots. So when you know that about your clients, you wanna make sure the cut looks good as possible and not make it look like they're thinning. Wanted a little fade. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my liners and set in my bald line. I'm gonna set it in real low as if I'm doing pretty much a lineup all the way around. And I'm also gonna make sure that this line is as neat as possible. All right, the way you start is how you finish. So make sure everything you do is neat. Now before I go in and start setting in guidelines, here's a little tip on how I go about keeping the fade low. Alright, I start off by using my one guard with the lever open, and I start to debulk going up a full inch all the way around, making sure that I go over the guidelines multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. Now that I have the one guard set in, I went ahead and grabbed my two guard with the lever fully open, and all I'm doing is scooping out, making sure that the two guard runs into the two with the grain that I put on top. Now after I'm done debulking, here's where I go back in and set in my guidelines. The first guideline I'm gonna set in is with the lever open, using my cordless fast feeds, going up about a ½ inch. All right, and I'm definitely gonna keep that consistent, and I'm not gonna set in a harsh guideline. As you see, I'm kind of flicking out a little bit, but that's because I want to keep this fade lower as possible. So make sure that you don't set in a harsh guideline. Now just because I already used the one guard to set in that inch doesn't mean that I don't go back over my work and still just play it out. I grab my one guard with the lever open, and I'm going up about a ½ inch, just making sure that everything is at that length where I put it. Next, with the zero guard with the lever fully closed, in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Remember to start below the line, flick to the line, and if you need to adjust your lever as you go up. Notice how I'm using my corners the entire time. I'm really being patient, not using that full blade, because I want to focus on one thing at a time. Next, with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, the same thing that I did with the zero guard closed, I do with the lever closed. So in a flick out motion, flick below the line, flick to the line, and if I need to adjust the lever, I'm gonna adjust the lever as I go up. But the main thing, use your corners at all times. It's hard to adjust your eyes and look at two things at once, meaning looking at two sides of each corner at once. So to eliminate that, I like to just focus in on one thing. That's why I use my corners all the way through. So I like to use my Babyliss balders to, shave the bottom half. This adds another transition to your blend by making the bottom half razor bald. So in my opinion, this is the most important part of the blend, and that's detailing your work. Right now, I got my 2 guard. I'm going with the grain, knocking off some of that bulk at the top. I'm going to be using my corners, using the 1 guard and without the guard at all, and just going in and debulking those areas. What I like to do is I like to utilize my mirror. My mirror shows me a different perspective on the blend that I just couldn't see head on. So make sure you utilize your mirror as much as possible. So working on the lineup, I like to add shaving cream to my client's lineup area. This dries out the skin, dries out the hair. Also, what I do is I'll put the hot towel on just to, dry out everything, and the cut will come out cleaner if the hair is nice and clean, dry. And to all the clients out there that have 360 waves, make sure you clean your hair before you get the cut, because the worst thing you can do is come to the barbershop and have them wash your hair, because a lot of barbers don't know how to do the wash and style process to keep your waves intact. So if you do go to the barbershop, make sure your hair is clean. So to have that finished haircut look, what you want to do is do a freehand trim at the top. This knocks off all of the frizzy hairs that's on top, and it just makes everything look laid. So make sure you do a freehand trim to finish off the cut. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in the full 360, and they come out looking like,
damn, son,
we make it look easy.
YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother, he does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is 360Jeezy and my TikTok is official 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.